Alright guys, here we go. Obviously I didn't meet you this morning. I was doing another program. I don't know if you've been here or not, but if I say a couple of things that are repetitive, like this is Desert Palm, obviously you know that. All the apexes have red squares on them. Some of them might have the green columns, but they'll all have painted red squares. This straightaway here will be the fastest section of the track. I always track all the way out here, angling back to the left. And the cars you're in, when we're up to speed, typically it brakes right about the 4 marker for these cars. If you shift them, you'll go from 5th to 4th. I don't say all the way to the right here, but I favor the right. You can do this 2 different ways. You can leave it in 4th for this one or go down to 3rd. I think 4th is probably quicker, it just doesn't feel it. Here, I definitely go down to 3rd. Super late apex, closer to the green cones than the red square. You can do this corner here in 3rd or 4th, but it's no braking. You just lift off the throttle and you turn in, kind of coast, and then light throttle through here. More center right. I go down to 2nd for the hairpin if I'm shifting. As I come off, up to 3rd. Sometimes I'll even go to 4th right here, and I know it sounds crazy, but if I'm shifting it, sometimes I'll leave it in 4th right here. It doesn't sound fast in the motor, but it's quicker than running it in 3rd. If you're shifting, you'll go up to 4th here or 5th. Super fast corner, so it's low braking in a straight line. Sorry, I just need there. A little nipping of the curve there. And here, this is a super fast corner. We all over the brakes for this one. Alright, so Amir's behind me and then Bob. So guys, let's start picking it up here. I'm going to go full throttle down the straight, full throttle. And I'm going to call out as if you're shifting just for a few laps on the brakes, down to 4th. Releasing the brakes, rolling momentum. Staying in 4th here if you're shifting, brake it early, off the brakes early, back to throttle early, still 4th. On the brakes, down to 3rd if you're shifting. Anytime I turn left, I look through the driver's window. You can leave it in 3rd here, or you can shift up to 4th. I lift off the throttle, kind of coast in, real light throttle, full throttle and exit. On the brakes, this would be 2nd. Patience here, resting my foot on the throttle, getting after it at exit. Up to 3rd, potentially 4th, and you can roll 4th or 3rd all the way through here. If you roll 3rd, you'll shift up to 4th. If you roll 4th, you'll shift up to 5th here. A little brush the brakes. Nice even throttle to the fast right. Maintaining it through the fast left. And on the brakes, and this would be 3rd. As soon as the nose of the car is next to the red square, I start accelerating. On the brakes, down to 4th. Release them gently, turning gently, rolling the momentum. The rear of the car moves around, completely normal. On the brakes early, still 4th gear if you're shifting. On the brakes, down to 3rd. Release the brakes gently, super late apex here. Accelerating off. Back to the left, 4th. You won't have time to get all the way to the left. Just lift off the throttle. Light throttle, accelerate off. On the brakes, down to 2nd. Resting my foot on the throttle, accelerating off. Up to 3rd, potentially up to 4th. If you can run 3rd or 4th through here. And I'm going to keep picking it up. Let's try to pick it up a little bit more. Little tap of the brake. Even throttle through here, or whatever you're comfortable with. guys, let's switch up the order of me. You're going to pull to the left on the straight. Bob's going to pass you on the right. Full throttle with your full throttle. Like it's a drag race, tuck in right away. On the brakes. Looking right, releasing them, rolling nice momentum or speed through here, accelerate off. On the brakes early, off the brakes early, accelerating off. Heavy on the brakes. Late apex, down to the apex cone, accelerating off. Lift off the throttle, kind of coast in, light throttle, down to the apex, accelerate off. Climbing all over the brakes, braking with authority, down to the apex, really late, accelerate off. On the brakes, off of them right away, rolling nice momentum to the left, and get the awesome run out of the right. Push the brakes, even throttle to the right, dipping the curving, maintain it to the left, dipping the curving, and instantly all over the brakes to the left. Looking left, down to the apex, when the nose fixes the red square, start getting after it. On the brakes with authority, looking right, releasing them before I turn, rolling momentum through here, accelerate off. On the brakes early, off the brakes early, looking to the driver's window. Nice. Heavy braking here, looking to the driver's window. Late apex here, accelerate off. Lift, coast in. Light throttle, full throttle for apex out. Braking with authority here, off of late apex, accelerating off. Keep digging up here, keep digging. On the brakes, off of before we turn. A little bit of throttle. I lift off the throttle before I turn to the right, accelerate off. A little pressure the brakes, even throttle through the right, maintaining through the left. And then all over the brakes here, this tight left, or not super tight, light throttle, full throttle from apex out. Slowing it down, looking to the right, releasing them, rolling the momentum, light throttle, then full throttle. On the brakes early, off the brakes early, down to the apex, accelerate off. So I'm going to slow the pace down a little bit and stack us all back up. You know, get them run like that a little bit, stack, we'll get on top of each other here, and then we'll pick it back up. Let's start picking it back up here. So running the brakes, nice even throttle to the right. You can hit the curving, and you can do the same thing on the left, and then all over the brakes pretty quick. This car comes up so fast. Down to the apex, accelerate off. Authority, looking right, off the brakes before I turn, light throttle, full throttle, on the brakes early, off the brakes early, accelerate off. Nice, that looks good, Bob, going off that one. You guys look good off that corner. So late apex here, accelerate off. Lift, coast in. You can feel the left rear take a set, start adding light throttle when that happens, accelerate off. Climbing all over the brakes here. Late apex, accelerating off. On the brakes, off of them. I accelerate briefly. I lift off the throttle before I turn to the right, then I'm back to it. Little push the brakes. unwind, and accelerate off. On the brakes, off of them, looking left, a little bit of throttle, lift off the throttle, turn to the right, then get after it. Push the brakes, even throttle to the right, lift, and then back to throttle to the left. And heavy braking. So I'm going to slow it way down, and we're going to switch it up again. So Bob, nicely done. You're going to pull to the left, let a mirror pass you on the right. So mirror right behind me, full throttle. Get after it together. On the brakes with authority, looking right, release them. Resting my foot on the throttle, accelerate off. Brake early, off the brakes early. Light throttle, full throttle. On the brakes, super late apex, releasing them, resting my foot on the throttle, accelerating off. Lift off the throttle, the left rear takes a set, light throttle, maintain, accelerate off. All over the brakes, already early here. Late apex, light throttle, then full throttle. On the brakes, off of them before you turn here, add a little throttle, lift off the throttle before you turn to the right, then get after it. Push the brakes, add throttle through the right. You can do a little lift off the throttle before you turn to the left, and then squeeze throttle, and then all over the brakes. It comes up super quick here. Down to the apex, accelerate off. On the brakes with authority. Releasing them before I turn. Light throttle, looking up track, full throttle. On the brakes early, off the early. The driver's window, accelerate off. Heavy on the brakes, looking left, late apex. Light throttle, full throttle. Lift, let the car kind of coast in, press your foot on the throttle, then accelerate off. All over the brakes here to the hairpin, looking through the driver's window for the light throttle, then full throttle. Heavy on the brakes, looking left, add throttle, lift off the throttle, turn to the right, then get after it. Push the brakes, squeezing throttle on, nip the curving on the right, do the same thing on the left. Super hard braking early, this comes up quick, you can really pull your exit down to the apex, accelerate early. On the brakes, looking right, off the brakes, the light throttle, accelerate off. Brake early, light throttle, accelerate off. All over the brakes. The apex, look to the driver's window, light throttle, then full throttle. Then coast in, the light throttle, just kind of maintain, then accelerate off. Heavy braking early, overslow here, overslow it, get it tucked down to the curving, then accelerate off and we straighten it up. Guys, we are going to pick this lap. Nicely done. We're off to a good start.
Shit. Woo.